Hello, hunters, and welcome back to my story. Let's begin part 2. Infernobra unleashes its fire breath toward the village, but Atka stops it with the swing of his sword. Now the fight begins, and after a tough struggle, Atka slays the beast and throws it into the volcano, and stays the night at the village. The next day he sets out to Raz Sea, where the giant carnivorous electric eel Morphelius resides. The beast kills any sea creature it spots, anything from a plankton to a blue whale. It even makes the fearsome Kraken run away in fear. Because of this beast, the people of a nearby village can't catch any fish in the sea, so Atka takes a boat out to sea and brings out the beast. He can't go into the water because if he does, the beast's electric attacks will kill him, so he has to stay on the boat. Once it emerges and lets out some electricity, Atka throws a sword at the beast, which shocks it to death. He gets his sword back and takes the carcass to the village. It's enough to feed the whole village for a long time. He sets off for Pineapple Desert, where the third titan, Megaskeleton, lies. It's the skeleton of a giant beast brought to life by the dark spirits, and it viciously attacks any who dare cross the desert. After a tough fight, Atka is able to cut apart all the bones with the calabash. He reaches the end of the desert and stays the night at the closest town. The next day he heads off to Grape Forest, where the final titan, Gigarachnid, resides. It's a giant spider that crawls through the forest and catches bugs, animals, and travelers alike in its webs, then eats them. Atka gets caught in the web, but thanks to his sword he's able to escape before the spider gets to him. But now the battle begins. With how agile the spider is, this proves to be his toughest battle yet, but he's able to win after he cuts the spider's legs. Now all 4 titans of Cherekin are dead, and Atka's much stronger than before. He returns to outskirt town and stays the night there. The next day he realizes that everyone got special training with Hokage and Hikari to control and sense energy, skills that the two have known for years, and decided to teach the family since they know some of them and want to be close friends and allies with them, because they never talk to people and, more importantly, the growing threat of the dark spirits. Atka asks them for the same training, and he gets it. Now they've all mastered the abilities of sensing energy and energy control, and all of them, especially Atka and his father Curtis, are very strong. Hokage and Hikari let Atka keep the calabash as a reward for his efforts. The next day, the castle of the royal family in the country's capital, Cherekin City, has been attacked. Atka, Stride, Lee, Curtis, Hokage, Hikari, Roshan Jr., and Godi all head to the castle and ask to speak to the king. They're allowed in, and King Jerry tells them exactly what happened. A few dark spirits attacked the castle, and once they left, several guards as well as his son Kevin went missing. His daughter Alexis saw where they went, but they can't just send anybody there. Atka offers to go alone, but Curtis says that he at least has to take someone with him, no matter how strong he is, so Roshan tags along. The two go out to the courtyard while the rest of them stay to guard the castle. They meet Princess Alexis, and she leads them to the nearby cave where the dark spirits went. Alexis wishes them good luck, then turns back, and Atka and Roshan enter. It's ice cold, and in there they find a few grunts and the same guy who defeated Atka back at the dark castle, Enzo. Roshan knocks all the grunts into the wall and they get frozen solid. Atka tries to do the same thing to Enzo, but he breaks free. Enzo then gets the upper hand on Atka, but then Roshan intervenes. Enzo beats up Roshan for joining in, and this gets Atka angry. Atka easily knocks Enzo around, and Enzo easily falls. As Atka is about to go for the kill, Roshan stops him. He reveals to Atka that him, Junior, Godi, Hokage, Hikari, and Curtis have all known Enzo since they were kids, and would rather find a way to save him from the dark spirit's spell than to kill him. Atka agrees to spare him, but just then the Dark Prince Holorim shows up, and he reveals that he is the one who possessed Enzo and forced him to destroy his family many years ago. Then he says Enzo is of no use to him anymore, and blasts him, obliterating him. This angers Roshan, and he charges at Holorim, but he easily gets knocked back. Holorim then steals the calabash from Atka, and Atka charges at Holorim, and punches him at full power, but it does absolutely nothing. Atka just stands there in fear, and Holorim says that Enzo was the exact same way before he got possessed. Then he beats him up and knocks him out, then disappears. Just then, Kevin wakes up, breaks out of the cell he was in, goes to where the fight was, and sees the two there lying unconscious on the ground. He takes them back to the castle, and everyone is glad to see that the 3 of them are alive. They're placed in a pool of water, where they are then all instantly healed. Hikari knows what this is, and Alexis says that it's miracle water, a very rare type of water that once bathed in or consumed could heal wounds, help someone with recovering from injuries, and restore stamina. Atka tells the others what happened, and this makes everyone angry at Halloran. Goaty says he may have went to the Forest of Death, which isn't too far from the city. Now that everyone knows where Halloran may be, the king allows them to stay in the castle as long as they need to in order to train for the battle ahead. The whole group alongside Alexis and Kevin train for 7 days. Then all 11 of them head to the Forest of Death, which has many split paths, and is easy to get lost in. They all split up, and Atka, Hikage, and Hikari all make it to the center of the forest where Halloran is. All 3 of them angrily charge at Halloran and put up a decent fight before getting beaten down. Roshan arrives to try and help, but he gets beaten down as well. Alexis shows up, and Atka tells her to flee, but she refuses, saying that she'll put her life on the line for her kingdom. Then Halloran knocks her down in 1 hit. He says he's going to kill them all, and then Atka, angry at Halloran, gets up and powers up. In a flash of light, he gets a blue aura. His hair turns blue, and he gets way stronger. Then Halloran realizes that Atka is not purely human, but also of the Orphanus warrior race. He tells Atka this, but he has no idea what he's talking about. And Roshan tells Atka that it's true, and that him, Junior, Goaty, Hikage, Hikari, Curtis, and even Enzo are all aliens. The 3 animals are not ordinary animals, but chimeras from the planet Eladin, sent to Earth to protect the Earthlings and the other aliens. They are from the Dark Spirits. Hikage is a Shadic and Hikari is a Glaric, both from the planet Neutronia. The Dark Spirits exterminated the life forms of that planet, and the 2 princes were sent to Earth to be saved from the extinction of the races. And Curtis and Enzo were banished for supposed treason against the tyrannical king, and they went to the planet with the most life, Earth, to live. The form Atka is in now is said to be a form that only the strongest can achieve. Now the true fight begins, and Atka and Halloran are evenly matched. The battle is intense, and they both keep landing powerful blows. Then Atka hits Halloran with a full power blast, and when the smoke clears, Halloran is gone. As they begin to celebrate their victory, Atka gets stabbed in the back by the calabash wielded by Halloran, who's still alive. Halloran pulls out the blade, and Atka falls to the ground, and returns to his normal state. Halloran then begins to beat up the brutally wounded Atka. Just then, someone blasts his way into the center of the forest. Curtis had sensed that his son's energy was dropping like a stone, and he got sick of navigating the maze and just blasted his way to the center of the forest. He sees Halloran beating Atka and angrily charges at him, but Halloran slashes Curtis in the chest, and he falls to the ground. Then Hikage and Hikari get furious, and Hikari charges at Halloran and begins to fight him, while Hikage just stands in shock. Then he hears a voice from the other side. It's Enzo. He tells Hikage, his friend, how much of a monster Halloran truly is, and that he needs to die. He says that Halloran will only continue to cause pain like he did to Enzo and his family, if he's not defeated now. He doesn't want anyone else to know the torment he experienced. This motivates Hikage to join the fight, and together, the 2 beat down Halloran and take back the calabash. Halloran sees the look in their eyes, the fire of vengeance in them. This terrifies the now powerless Halloran, and he begs for mercy, but he doesn't get any. Hikage strikes the sword down into Halloran's chest at full power, and with that, Halloran is dead. Halloran and the calabash turn into stone, and with him gone, everyone returns to the castle. Everyone who joined the fight gets healed, and then everyone eats a feast with the king as thanks for stopping Halloran. Everyone returns home. Half a year later, Alexis heads to outskirt town to tell Atka and the others of a new problem. Strange portals are appearing in the sky. People acting strange, and a giant monster is running rampant around Cherekin fields. Curtis, Hikage, and Hikari go to deal with the portals. Junior, Goaty, and Kevin keep an eye on the civilians, and Atka, Stride, Lee, Roshan, and Alexis go to encounter the Dark Beast. Atka transforms and goes to take on the beast alone. He easily wipes the floor with the beast, but Lee ends up getting the finishing blow, which Atka is not okay with. Alexis and Roshan then go up to congratulate them on killing the beast, but then a portal opens up where the Dark Beast died. Stride and Lee escape its pull, but Alexis gets pulled in, and Atka and Roshan get pulled in as well when they try to save her. The portal closes in behind them, so Stride and Lee can't follow them. They go to the others to tell them what happened. Atka, Alexis, and Roshan end up in what's seemingly a different world. Everything is red and on fire, there's lava, and it's very hot. Someone teleports in front of them. He's a wizard among the Dark Spirits, named Monanzo. He's the one who's been causing the recent events. Atka transforms and begins to fight Monanzo. Back on Earth, 1,000 grunts appear through the portals. Dry, Lee, Curtis, Hikage, Hikari, Junior, Goaty, and Kevin have to fight them all. Thanks for watching part 2 of this story. Stay tuned for part 3 to see how all of these enemies are going to be dealt with. I'll see you guys then! Happy hunting.